Hello everyone, I am Dr. Nalini Bansal and today we'll be discussing a case of gastric biopsy from a cirrhotic patient. So a gastric biopsy was done because there were certain areas of erythema on the gastric body and thereafter these gastric biopsy tissue bits were taken. So now in this gastric biopsy, what we would see is the gastric epithelium, that is a surface epithelium which is going down into the foveolae. So for the gastric tissue, we call them as foveolar epithelium. And let us see how the foveolar epithelium looks like. So when we see a small bowel tissue, when we see biopsies from the small bowel, we see presence of goblet cells within the lining epithelium. Whereas when we talk of foveolar architecture, we see structures like this. So what is the epithelium here? We see an apical mucin, that is Pas positive, which is a neutral mucin which is present in these apical vacuoles, and we see a columnar epithelium which has got a basally present nuclei, and then there is a bit of cytoplasm between the nucleus and the top vacuoles. So we have a top apical mucin vacuoles, and there is a regularly basally oriented nuclei. This is a type of foveolar epithelium that we see whenever we are seeing any cases of gastric biopsy. So now beneath the surface epithelium, what we have is the lamina propria, and this lamina propria in this entire tissue bit is composed of gastric glands, and it is also composed of fair number of lymphoplasmacytic cells. So in most of the cases, you will not see any polymorph in your lamina propria, and once you start seeing the polymorph, then you will start thinking on the lines of whether or not there is any associated H. pylori. So if you have if you have associated polymorphs, or if you have associated foci of cryptitis, then you should look for the presence of H. pylori, which will be seen within these crypts. So what is the area where you're going to look for H. pylori? It is these areas where you will be finding the H. pylori, and also within the gland lumen. So those are the things that you will look for in cases of H. pylori. Now, but for this biopsy, since it is a cirrhotic patient and there was erythema on the gastric biopsy, so the gastric biopsy was taken to look for if there is any association with the H. pylori or if there is any other pathology. Now here, what we are seeing in this lamina propria, that there is a fair number of blood vessels which are proliferated. Many of them are enlarged, they are ectatic, but we do not see any thrombi within these vessels. So there, most of these vessels in the superficial lamina, they are dilated, they are ectatic, and they are lined by the endothelial cells. You also see some dilated lymphatic cells, so that could also be accompanying these dilated vessels. They're mostly confined to the superficial lamina. So if you see here in this gastric biopsy bit, most of these vessels are confined to the superficial lamina as opposed to the lower part of the lamina propria. So when you get a biopsy like this from the gastric body or from the gastric fundus, and the patient is already cirrhotic, you then ask for a history of portal hypertension in the patient. So these are the cases which are usually associated with portal hypertensive changes in the gastric mucosa itself, and this is called portal hypertensive gastropathy. Now, PHG is different from what is known as GAVE, that is gastric antral vascular ectasia. And what is GAVE is? GAVE is actually an endoscopic diagnostic. It's an endoscopic diagnosis where they say that the stomach looks like a watermelon kind of a stomach. So there will be multiple dilated areas of vascular ectasia, which will be seen as a darker strips as opposed to the lighter strips of the normal epithelium. And GAVE usually affect the antrum. So the area that will be affected in the gastric antral vascular ectasia, it is the gastric antrum. Whereas if you are getting involvement of the gastric fundus or the gastric body, then you should think on the lines of portal hypertensive gastropathy. The second feature that will help you to differentiate GAVE from PHG is the presence of thrombi. So mostly in GAVE, the dilated vessels will be much larger and they will be associated with the presence of thrombi somewhere within these vessels. Whereas if you see only the dilated and congested vessels in the lamina propria devoid of any thrombi involving the fundus and body, then you should think of portal hypertension related changes. So these are the two things, and it is important to differentiate the two also, because the treatment line or the management lines for both are different. So if you say that the patient had changes of portal hypertension related changes, they'll give him certain beta blockers or they'll give him the drugs that are responsible to decrease his portal hypertension. Whereas for cases of GAVE, you do certain other coagulopathic changes. So that was a case of PHG that we are seeing in the gastric biopsy. So we'll meet again for another session on the gastric biopsy on the chronic active gastritis. And thank you so much for your patient hearing. Thank you.